All right, we are live. Well, hello again, all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you this evening with a special examination. It is it's that time of year again where everybody is getting back into the porters and the stouts. So we are going to look at Imperial Stouts this evening, and joining me is Michael Kormaroff from Brooklyn, New York, Ron Ontario from Louisiana, the Drunken One from Texas, and Bumpy Road Brewery out of New Hampshire. So how's everybody doing this evening?
Always great.
Couldn't be happier.
All right.
Great to see you, John. How was your birthday yesterday?
It was good. Thanks for asking. Yeah. Nice and nice day at work, and then a few beers at night, and yep. Typical
Awesome.
day. I don't feel any older, but I've been told that I look like hell, so I don't know.
Oh, I didn't say that.
All right. We will we'll lead off with Michael. What are you drinking this evening, Michael?
This is from Stillwater Brewing Company, which is in Baltimore, but their beer is actually made in Stratford, Connecticut at Two Roads. So that's where this beer came out of, in a contract brewing deal. And it is 13% ABV and 50 IBUs.
Mm.
And I'll show it. I will show
that
it.
one you have had before, correct?
I have had it before. I'll show it to you in the glass, and it is jet black with just like a little brown kind of, you know, the head is like a dark tan. Small, very slim head.
Looks good. All right. What about you, Ron? What you drinking this evening?
Well, I have 10W40 Mexican hot chocolate from Highwire, which is not listed on their website anymore, strangely. It was sent to me by Jason of Tennessee. Thank you, Jason. Boy, when I opened that box, I was like, oh, wait. Now, it's 8% alcohol, and I'm pouring more of it. And there's not much head. I noticed that issue when I first poured it. It was all thin head, thin tan head. It's dark brown. Looks black, but it's brown. And that's what I've got.
All right. Very nice. I have had that. I've had a lot of the 10W40 series. My favorite one was the German chocolate cake. That one was really good.
We don't get that down here, so I have to go with what I'm sent, you know.
Right. Well, I'm sure that one. I'm sure you'll probably enjoy that one as well. All right. So Drunken One showed up at the last minute. He's trying to show us all up with his fancy beer. Go ahead and tell her.
Well, just today or yesterday, they called and said, your order is in, Mr. Drunken One. So I went to go pick it up. This is the Founders CBS. Woo-hoo. This is 2019 version. It is 11.3, just like John typed down there, Yonderways. I have opened one and poured it into the glass I was using for my coffee this morning. But I did bring a proper glassware to where y'all can see it. I'm sure it's going to be a lot the same in color as the last year's model. Thanks for having me.
My Founder CBS is on order, but has not been delivered yet.
Right.
Thursday. I'm getting my Founder CBS this Thursday. It's coming in, so I'm going to go pick up a 4-pack Thursday after work.
I plan on buying one as well.
All right. So,
how did I get mine before y'all did? It's brewed in Michigan. I'm like the furthest Michigan.
Ours has been around New York. The co-op hasn't gotten it yet. She supposedly ordered it. It's supposed to be in later this week.
Uncle Ronald got his last Friday.
Wow.
Okay. And we saw your review already.
And you already saw my review. But I'm kind of triggered.
You score 100 out of 100, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And then my friend David came over and we did a duo review, which is not posted yet. And that'll be a very interesting video, to say the least.
It will. I'm going to have to leave a nasty comment if David doesn't give it an A, which I have a feeling he didn't.
Get ready
I heard through the grapevine that he didn't like it nearly as much as you did.
Get ready to rumble. Anyway, all right. Sorry to interrupt. I'm just kind of triggered.
That's all right. Hey, that's what we're here for. We're talking about stouts, and we've got Bumpy down there with his stout. What do you got, Bumpy?
Well, I didn't know this was going on. It kind of popped up in the Hangouts thing, and I clicked on it because I wanted to just kind of watch what you guys are doing. But I happen to have an Imperial Stout in the fridge. So
Very
from
nice.
Oscar Blues Brewing Company, they're out of someplace in Colorado, and I think they also have a place in maybe
I
Texas
think
and
it's
maybe
Walmart.
And Brevard, North
wherever
Carolina.
else they have them. But yeah, I got the 1050. Which is an Imperial Stout. It comes in at 10.5% ABV.
It's interesting. I've never had the standard version, but I have had the bourbon barrel aged version. It was $10 for one of the stovepipe cans, and I thought it was. I gave it either a 99 or 100. So I'm sure that one's probably. You're not going to be disappointed, I don't think.
Yeah, the head on it was extremely like dark brown. When I first poured it, the bubbles were a little more compact. It's starting to break down a bit now. The color of the beer itself is
Black.
well, I'm getting some red hues through the bottom, so I'm going to go with black.
Okay. All right, and I am drinking the Sergeant Stout. It's kind of a cool label there. Got the chubby firefighter there. It says on the can, this is a sweet stout. It's 9.5% alcohol by volume. It has vanilla and cocoa nibs. It's got lactose, and then it is finished with cold brewed coffee from local coffee roasters. It's from Firewater Brewing Company. Really cool logo for the company if it wants to focus. Anyway, out of Atlanta, Georgia. This is my first beer from this brewery. I've never heard of them before, so I'm really excited to try this beer. Like I said, Firewater Brewing Company is out of Atlanta, Georgia. All right, we went through everybody. Let's check in with the chat really quick. We've got Trish from Keep Sippin'. She's joining us. Thanks for tuning in, Trish. You got Craig Swinson. He's always in the chat. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening to you, Craig. And Trish, Michael, Trish says On Fleek is her #1 all-time beer.
Wow.
What is that?
It's a stout from Stillwater Brewing Company out of Baltimore and apparently Connecticut.
Yeah, they contract brew out.
And then we got Craft Beer Pours. Brandon over there says, cheers, beer drinkers. Cheers to you. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And on that note, we've got to go back around to Michael Kormaroff for his breakdown.
I tried to look at it through the light, and you can't see any kind of color in it. So I guess you'd say it's like brownish black. It's not jet black, but it's a brownish black color. But you can't see any red or anything else like you can in some other Imperial stouts. Let me get a nose on it. I tried to look at it through the. I'm getting kind of like a chocolate cake kind of nose on it, and you can smell the alcohol.
Yeah, it's a little boozy, huh?
Looking at the lacing is really nice, as you can see on the side. Let me give it a taste.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, Michael.
Okay, you get the roasted malts, you get some chocolate, you get some coffee, you get the alcohol. Now, the alcohol is not to the point where it gets you to say it's a 13% beer, but this does drink like an 8 or 9% beer. You can tell this is an Imperial Stout. So I would not even say that the alcohol is masked, but it is masked to the point that it doesn't taste like 13%.
And it's not barrel aged, correct? It's one of
No,
those.
it's not barrel aged. I'm trying to think what else I'm getting, but the alcohol is definitely here. The 50 IBUs you're getting, so there is bitterness, but it's not in your face bitterness. It's kind of like you're getting all those flavors together, and the bitterness is extended through that flavor profile, and it's very good. And even at approximately 8%, which it seems like, it's very drinkable. So this could be a dangerous beer.
All right.
I'll keep sipping on it, and I'll give you a number when we come around again.
Absolutely. Trish says it's like motor oil legit.
It does look like motor oil.
Hey, Trish,
And Jeremy, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ron.
Hey Trish, I watched your review of the Boulder Shake.
She does a pretty good job with those reviews, huh? She's always like, I'm an amateur beer reviewer or whatever. Well, aren't we all amateur beer reviewers? Nobody here is an expert on beer reviewing.
She does a good job, but she needs to keep.
She does a really good job. Jeremy says that's a great one. Me and Michael did a beer trade, and I got one to try. That's you lucky dog. You
Lucky person.
Right. Ronald says he has no time for sergeants. Well, I'm going to make time for a sergeant tonight. Sergeant Stout.
I can't get it. I can't even get it.
That's right. It's a newer craft brewery. I've never heard of them, and they're out of Atlanta. So my guess would be that they only distribute very local at this point.
Yeah.
Let's see. John Womack is in the chat. Cheers to you, buddy. And Ronnie S. Cheers, Ronnie. Get your stout and come on in here, buddy. All right.
And Drunk has reappeared.
Celebrity alert here. She felt super famous getting a comment from you, Ron. Ron is a beer celebrity on YouTube, so that's very I remember the first comment I got from Ron. I almost broke down into tears. It was so heartwarming.
He prefers Big Baller Shot Collar.
Right. Oh, okay.
I was trying to put some positive energy on you. That's why I sent the comment. I was trying to put positive energy on your body.
Well, it worked.
Sweet.
Question for Drunken One. How much was the 4-pack of the CBS?
$25.99 or $24.99. It come out to be. I got two 4-packs. It was like $53 and change. So doing some math and that with taxes and such, it was $6.66 a bottle. Weird.
Well,
it was $6.65. Anyway, you round
better than the bomber price was.
About the same as 25. Yeah, actually, you're getting more in the 4-pack if you do the math on it. Because the bomber is.
They figure they'll sell more this way too.
I think so. Yeah. It makes it cheaper. So yeah, I would sure buy it. Yep.
First year in the U.S. that you can buy the 12-ounce bottles. So
yeah, and it was $21.96 here for the 4-pack.
Oh, okay, nice.
That's a very good price, Ron.
I was pleased.
Yeah.
All right. So we have to go to Ronald next with his beer, the 10W40 Mexican Hot Chocolate Stout out of North Carolina. All right.
Well, I have to admit, I did a solo review of this before we came on air because, it's not like I can go run out and buy another can. So, I did that. And Jason sent it to me. So anyway, when they said on here, stout with chocolate, vanilla, cinnamon, and what's pasilla? Pasilla. What is that, pasilla? Is that like a spice? I felt bad doing the video and not having researched it.
What's it? Spell it one more time.
It's something about Mexican. It's pasilla. Pasilla. I've seen it. I don't know where it is. It's about Spanish.
Pasilla. Looks like pasilla.
Yeah, it's like a spice, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, Pasilla Presley, and then
no, I don't think maybe not that.
And and then the clincher was in Carolina Reaper peppers. So I'm thinking, oh, Carolina Reaper. People talk about that all the time. So I was thinking it's going to just be
Pasilla chili salsa.
Oh, it's a chili salsa.
Okay, it's a pepper. Pasilla is a pepper.
Okay, I said a spice. Well, pepper's a spice. So
yeah, sure.
But when I started smelling it, it smells like a bell pepper and some dark malt. And the taste,
Chile negro.
The taste is it's chocolate. I didn't taste any vanilla. Dark roasted barley malt, like a dark brown bread crust, a little cream, and they say they have lactose in it, cream, and there's a little spicy pepper heat in the back of the throat. and then the body is low, medium, and the finish is sort of sweet. But I'm thinking, where's the heat? I feel like that woman in that 1984 Wendy's commercial. Where's the heat?
Where's the beef?
Yeah, so like if you're telling me Carolina Reaper, I'm getting a little nervous, and I want to be flabbergasted. I want to be wiping my forehead with a towel and just getting all this. Don't tell me that, and I'm saying, I'll tell you what. The Dos Equis Pale Ale, the Mexican Pale Ale that had the fire ant tears, had more spice than this.
Oh,
true story. No, it's fine, but a lot of stuff's fine. Laverne and Shirley was fine. I watched it. It was fine. I liked it.
How did we get there?
But it wasn't exactly like the greatest television series. Yeah. But anyway, I think you can see where I'm going with that.
All right, yeah, got a general idea. Not the best stout you've had. After drinking that CBS,
Oh,
probably very disappointing compared to that.
I wish David was over here. He'd probably tell me. Never mind.
We will find out. Stay tuned to Louisiana Beer Reviews for the duo review of CBS, which I'm very interested to see how that turns out. But all right, so we'll come back to you with the 10W40 Mexican Hot Chocolate Stout for your final rating here in a little bit. And we'll go to Drunken One, who has more than likely a much better stout than Ronald Turner.
Don't throw me in the bus like that. I don't know. It's not often I do this. Y'all the big brothers drinking all that nice stuff all the time. Okay. It is a lot like last year's. It didn't keep ahead. And it does have, thank you. It does have some lacing on the glass, on my dirty glass. It doesn't seem as mapley as last year. I don't know if Ron found it to be the same way or not. And I'm not a really.
Well, I had no reference point because I never had it before.
Oh, okay. Copy that. All right. Yeah,
we didn't get much. We didn't get much maple. No.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot less in ABV than last year, and you can tell it. I mean, you can still taste the barrel. You can still taste the alcohol to it. It's a lot like last year's. I think I like last year's better. Maybe it was just because it was the first time I tried something like this, last year's model, that maybe turned me on to this. But to be very honest, I found that Dragon's Milk is as good as KBS. In my opinion, I don't have a great palate though. This is better than and these are better than KBS. But between Dragon's Milk and KBS, I think they're a lot the same. Again, I don't have a good palate though.
I don't believe that.
Okay, I mean, yeah, opinions are like assholes or belly buttons. Yeah, we all have them. I'm not saying you're wrong. All right, you've been doing a lot more of these reviews than I have, sir. It's just my opinion, my baby palate, as Joe would put it. Average Joe. Am I? You're giving number second round, right?
We'll come back around for the final number, but one thing I will say: the Dragon's Milk versus the KBS and the CBS. The Dragon's Milk is not nearly as heavy, from what I recall. The CBS and KBS. Maybe not. Well, the CBS is more syrupy than the KBS because of the maple barrel aging, but the KBS too was definitely heavier bodied than the Dragon's Milk. And Ron said it before. I don't necessarily agree that it's thin for a stout, but compared to the CBS and KBS, I guess
I said it was relatively thin for a pure stout.
Right. I agree. You know what turns me on to why I like Dragon's Milk so much is the cost, the lack of the overpriced. It's a lot flavor, but it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. So I had a four pack of the Dragon's Milk that I was drinking the other night, hanging out with you. I've got no complaints with the Dragon's Milk.
We're like $14.99 something, right?
$14.99, $13.99 at Kroger with my Kroger card. So you save $1 if you have Kroger.
Yeah, Kroger's encroaching in Louisiana.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Before we go to Bumpy here, let me just make sure we're not missing out on anything. All right, we still got Jeremy, Ronnie, everybody in the chat kind of chatting back and forth with each other. All right, so let's go to Bumpy with his 1050.
Are you not doing yours tonight, John?
I am. I always do mine last since I'm hosting.
You're
It's,
very last. Okay.
I have to. I'm a
I didn't
gentleman.
want you to miss out.
In other words,
So yeah, with a 1050,
he's
I already poured. I've been doing the whole sniffing, tasting, taking notes like I do. So let's start off with the aromas. First off, it is leaving some nice lacing along the glass. The head has died down to just a ring around the outer edges, but 10.5% ABV. You kind of expect the head to not hang around too long, or above that. You know what I mean? Anyways, for the aromas, pretty much coming off with a dark chocolate. I was getting like prunes and like dates, so like the dark fruit type notes were coming through. I was also getting a licorice / anise. So like, whoop, throwing my phone around my book here. So I was getting like the black licorice type aromas as well. And then drinking on it.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Enjoy.
Do get a little bit of that like dark chocolate note. The first thing actually though that comes through besides that is kind of a little bit of that like anise, the anise star type flavor. So that black licorice. It does seem to end with this kind of roasty, bitter bite. The bitterness hangs on after that. I mean, you're just kind of left with that kind of roasted bitterness hanging onto the tongue. Seems to have a lower side on the full body spectrum. So it isn't the full body, but it's kind of like balanced between like a high, medium, full body to me. And it has a medium carbonation. And I'll just say that I'm more keen towards the sweeter stouts. I like a more malty, sweeter type of stout versus the extreme bitter ones. But this is definitely an American Imperial stout because the bitterness shows. Definitely shows.
You'll have to try, if you haven't already, try the barrel aged one. That one wasn't bitter at all. The aging really cut the bitterness, and of course it upped the ABV a little bit as well. But I don't know if you've had that one or not.
No, I haven't. No, this is my first. This is my first 1050 because this is the last 1050 of the 4-pack I picked up. But yeah, this is the first 1050s I've had out of that 4-pack.
1050.
1050. But it's this one's fairly fresh. I mean, it's this was canned on September 19th, 2019, so it's only a couple months old at this point. So.
Oh, this was canned on 10/14/19. There's a date on mine too. Very nice.
Yeah, I should probably mention the alcohol. You kind of notice there's alcohol, but you don't get like a real alcohol burn or anything like that from it. You just kind of know that it's a heftier brew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, we will come back around for your final thoughts and rating here in a little bit. Jeremy says Dragon's Milk greater than Laverne and Shirley. I don't think anybody can argue that.
Right.
Ron said, "What is that? What? Should I know what that means? Is that German?
Schlemizel.
Schlemizel. All right.
That's what Shirley said, huh? That was the brewing company they worked at.
Shots.
Oh,
all right. I don't know. It's over my head. I'm too young for some of these.
In their theme song, it was Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hassenpfeffer.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right.
I mean, I'm good on that worthless.
I'm deep.
Yeah, right. I thought that was from there, right?
All right. Well, I think I'm the only one that hasn't gone here. I've got once again the Sergeant Stout 9.5% from Firewater Brewing Company out of Atlanta, Georgia. It's classified as a sweet stout on the label. Definitely getting some nice chocolate notes, dark chocolate on the aroma, some caramel notes as well. A little bit of vanilla. What else is in here? Coffee. There's coffee in here. I'm not really getting coffee on the aroma, which is kind of nice because a lot of times when you get these big, bold stouts, that have coffee in them. They overdo it with the coffee, and that's all you pick up on. With this, it's nice and balanced on the nose, getting some of the roast as well, not from the coffee, but like some toasted bread notes from the malt. There is a little bit of coffee in the background, but it's very in the background, which is, like I said, that's a nice trait. Of course, the appearance was black. It poured with about a 2-finger head, which there's just a little bit sticking around. So that's nice. And yeah, I think I already said this, but it's pretty much jet black. When I poured it, though, I could see through it as I was pouring it. So we'll just say very dark brown appearance. The lighting in here is kind of poor, so it's hard to tell for sure. All right. So cheers, guys.
Enjoy, John.
Thank you. So on the palate, you're getting those dark chocolate notes, some caramel sweetness, a nice toasted bread note in the middle of the sip. The coffee is coming through after that, more on the back end, but it's not too much. But you're definitely getting a little bit of the coffee, but it's very nicely balanced. The coffee is not overbearing. It's not taking over those other flavors. There's a little bit of like a vanilla sweetness in there as well. The body is medium to almost high, but it's lighter than a lot of the stuff. It's definitely lighter than like what Drunken One's got, the CBS and KBS. It's not syrupy at all. It's nice and easy drinking. It does have a creamy mouthfeel as well. There is lactose in this, so it's got that nice creamy, velvety, smooth mouthfeel. It finishes very smooth as well. The 9.5% alcohol is non-existent, not picking up on anything.
Oh, my golly. Oh, my
Pardon
golly.
me.
All right. So yeah, it's really not boozy at all. Maybe a little slight warming effect going down the throat to let you know that it's high alcohol, but it's not boozy on the palate. It's not alcoholic, as Ronald Terrio would say, in the flavor profile at all. It's very, very enjoyable. I like it. The only thing that could make this better, and I think Michael probably knows what I'm about to say, is if they bourbon barrel aged it. Which Michael, I think, has been frozen for the last either that or he's just really savoring that beer.
He's thinking about it.
Michael, are you
He
here?
was sipping it up and spitting it back in.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Your camera was.
I've been frozen since the middle. I actually sent John a text telling you that I'm frozen, but I can still hear and watch you. So
Yeah, okay, we can hear you crystal clear, so that's good.
Oh,
Michael, do you want to build a snowman?
All of my problem. It's all me.
Michael is, yeah.
this is not the first time.
Cheesy joke from Bumpy. It wouldn't be a good examination without a corny joke from Bumpy Road Brewery.
Yeah, and
Yeah, ethanol.
it shows that it ain't just on Jay's end with StreamYard.
No, I don't know how I've been crystal clear to myself. I don't know if I've been freezing up or anything, but I haven't had any problems with hearing you guys, even though some of your cameras seem to lag a little bit. But
Because you got that big time computer.
yeah. Black Friday
Actually,
special.
John, the entire time you've been nothing but a blurry green screen. We just haven't told you.
Oh, dang, man.
That's a lie for you. That's a lie.
All right. Well, so I'll come back and give my rating here in a little bit. Jacob Downey is in the chat. Cheers to you, Jacob. He says thumbs up. Drunken One's getting a phone call from Founders. I doubt it. But wouldn't that be something? All right. I'm not sure what that means. But okay. Snorting CBS in Texas.
Because he was over there sticking the bottle in his nose, going like,
oh, okay.
all the time while you were talking.
Some of these references, you guys are. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Maybe not. All right, we're caught up on the chat. Ron, you might have to explain that one. So we will go back to Mr. Frozen Man over here if he's still with us.
Okay. As I sip on this more, the bitterness is really lingering. But again, like I said at the beginning, it's not a negative type thing because it is balanced. The sweetness that it does have in it and the combination with the way they put it together with all the flavors, it's fine. I am going to give it a 96, which means it's bordering on world class.
Very nice. And I don't remember what you gave it last time, but I would imagine it's probably. Do you notice anything different about it this time around that you were picking up?
It seems like it's a consistent thing. And like I said, it was brewed at the end of August, so it's actually only 3 months old, which is fine for a stout like this.
Okay, very nice. Good deal. Nice beer. It might be a little. The only thing that might make that one better too is maybe if they bourbon barrel aged it, huh?
It wouldn't hurt it.
It wouldn't hurt it. Yeah, that's for sure. All right, so 96 out of 100. Pretty much a world-class beer there from Michael Kormaroff. I'd love to try it someday. Michael and I are going to have to do a beer trade at some point. All right, on that note, we'll go back to Louisiana Imperial Stout reviews with his final thoughts and rating on the Highwire Brewing Company out of North Carolina's 10W40 Mexican Hot Chocolate Stout. What do you think, Ron?
Oh, it wasn't Fire Water. It was Fire Woman. All right.
Oh, okay.
Well, it has kind of a little metallic taste, which I don't think is that great of a thing. It's fine. It tastes good. I mean, if a beer tastes good, you're not going to give it a bad rating, right?
Right, but everything nowadays is so finely tuned and crafted. All these craft brews are putting out exceptional stuff. So when you have a B beer nowadays, it's not really that good of a thing.
I didn't buy it, but I appreciate it.
But I will say they sell them in 4-packs around here. And I think it's a 16-ounce can, if I'm not mistaken. The 4-packs of 16-ounce cans are like $12 or $13.99.
Oh, no. Well, okay, so let's say it's $14, so that half would be $7. Half of that would be $3.50. Oh no, I'm not paying $3.50 for this.
So not worth $3.50. Okay.
I don't think so.
For a 4-pack?
Maybe $2.50. But I appreciate Jason sending it to me. I mean, like he sends them and he says review them as you see them.
Exactly.
Because he feeds into my mindset of you got to call it as you see it. And I told David that Sunday. I said, you got to call it as you see it. Even though I did like this when he said the score, I did like this.
Like, are you crazy? Crazy man.
I was shooting myself in the head. But anyway, he's got a big bomber bottle of it to do. I said, oh, it's going to come out the museum because I never thought I'd live to see that day. This is a B. I'll give it an 84 out of 100. It's good, but so what? That's not saying much. A B, big deal. Like you said, big deal. These days, a B is like.
So sorry, guys. So sorry.
Big whoop. Oh well, people call.
Oh yeah, well it's business. It's a little old lady in her washing machine is flipping the breaker, but we're not here for that. I told her Thursday morning, about 10 o'clock. Okay, I think y'all passed me by a while ago for final notes, or am I right on time? I'm sorry, guys.
No, you were right on time.
I'm ready for your score, buddy boy.
Awesome. Okay, just as chewy as I remember it, I can't see drinking any more of the 2 of these in a row. To be very honest, for some different reason, it's really thick, and it really is something to be enjoyed. And every time I get it in my mouth, I want to swish it around, and I'm going to make some toothpaste that tastes like this stuff. I want that for breakfast every day. Okay, maybe not all that, but yes, I would buy it again, and I give it the 99. I would give it 100, but there's got to be something else that's better out there. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's 100, but I mean, we call it 99 because there's got to be something else that's a little better. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
There is, and I've had it.
Which one's that?
Well, I can name 2 off the top of my head. Imperial Stouts, Black Albert, Struss Brewery, and Nogano or Tokyo Black Horizon.
Holy crap!
But then,
all right.
Well, wait. Those cost $10.99 for an 11.2 ounce bottle.
Right. Wow.
$10.99 for one bottle. It better be above 100.
Yeah, exactly for the price. Huh?
But those were like beyond the pale of any sort of expectation,
No, that does sound awesome. I'm proud of it.
So let's see. Michael's was a 96. Ron's was an 84. Drunken One's a 99. So that takes the crown so far for today. Bumpy, let's see. What do you got? What are you thinking, man?
I was juggling with the number just by one point because I can go either like up, down. by usually a point or so on my sliding, my 50-point bumpy inspection scale. But to bring it to the 100 score mark, that's what I mean. So this was a 46 out of 50 for me on the bumpy scale, which I could just double that and say it's a 92. I was thinking about going with a 93, maybe. I could even go down to a 91. It all kind of, there's some like little stipulations in there that could slide it either way. But I think I'm going to stick with a 92 out of 100 for the 1050.
All right.
92. Oh, I can't believe it.
Jeremy.
I can't argue with that. I haven't had that one, but I will say that the bourbon barrel aged one that I had was a 99 or 100. I mean, it was one of the best.
Yeah, it's personal preference. I think it's a very well-made Imperial Stout. It's just more on the bitter side. I like sweet chocolates and
Me too. Yeah.
sweet coffee and sweet versus bitter.
That's why you got to try the barrel aged one, because it cuts out that bitterness and gives it a nice. You get more of the berry notes with the bourbon barrel aged stuff. At least in my opinion, you mentioned that at the initial taste that you were getting a little bit of the berry. Well, you amplify the berry and cut out the bitterness, and of course you get the vanilla and the oak from the bourbon barrels. So to me, that to take it up a whole nother notch. At this point, I almost don't see the need to try the regular 1050, because it sounds like it would be a disappointment after trying that, after having the barrel aged one. But anyway, still an A.
Unless there's a major price difference.
It is.
Yeah. The single, like I said, that single stovepipe can, which I believe a stovepipe can is 19.2 ounces.
Yeah. If you drink one, you better have a soft place to fall.
Right. Well, that was a $10 can, that 19.2 ounces of the barrel aged. Big price difference, for sure.
You're right.
All right, so we'll go back to yours truly here with the Sergeant Stout, 9.5%. I really like the balance with it. The coffee's not too strong. The chocolate notes are coming through nicely. It's got some nice sweetness, like caramel sweetness. And of course, like I said, that creamy mouthfeel from the lactose, not bitter at all. The only thing that I think would make this better, as I said before, would be if they barrel aged it. That would really set it over the top. But this is a pretty solid A in my opinion. The alcohol's masked well, and it's easy drinking. So a great stout, 94 out of 100. Pretty solid A for me for this one here. And I look forward to trying some more beers from Firewater Brewing Company out of Atlanta. This is my first one. Not disappointed.
I'm glad to hear that.
Awesome.
Hear that.
So now that we've gotten through all that, we've got a ton of comments here. Let's see. You got to call it like you see it, Jeremy. Absolutely. Drunken one, this one's for you. You better go help that little old lady with her tripping washer.
Wait.
Never mind. Beer reviews come first.
He said you got to see it as you call it.
Oh, okay. And that, I don't know if he meant it. Well, maybe he did mean it that way as a joke. I don't know. Jeremy. You're drinking, Jeremy?
Jeremy being Jeremy.
You can't always get what you want. Yes. A little Rolling Stones reference, maybe. That might be a reference I actually get. Huh? Was that intended to be a Rolling Stones reference?
From me?
Yeah.
Well, just keep going through the comments.
Well, I want to know. All right. Let's see. Eclectic Beard says, cheers, y'all. Cheers to you, Eclectic Beard, which is Alan, if anybody didn't know. Cheers, Alan. Might as well just say Alan. All right. Everybody say, hey, Alan. Cheers, Alan. All right. So we're caught up on the chat.
Hey, cheers, Alan.
Wait, I made a second comment below.
Oh, okay. It is Rolling Stones. All right. Yep. You're being nifty with your little comments there. I see what you're doing.
You get
All
the beer
right.
that you need.
You get
Subject Zero says,
Yeah, if that's that song you were talking about from the 80s, huh? Firewoman, you're to blame. You guys, don't you know I just turned 32? I'm not old enough for this stuff. Most of it just goes right over my head. All right. So let's see. That pretty much wraps it up, guys. Anybody got anything exciting coming up on Louisiana Beer Reviews or Bumpy Road Brewery's channel or Drunken One?
Yes.
Everybody's got a channel except Michael. So any exciting channel updates that we need to know about?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
We have Examine Pumpkin Beers tomorrow night at 7:20 Eastern Time.
All right, everybody, grab your pumpkin beers.
7:20. That's an odd start time, but 7:20.
Yeah, no, it's 7:22. No, he's gonna be late by 2 minutes. Watch.
You know what?
I made that shit up, you know.
That's
Raspberry
the
Punch
start time. It may not, but everybody's invited. See, on my channel, just like John and Lily, we don't exclude anybody. Everyone is welcome within reason. You know, you can't be a maniac, but if you're there and you're examining the beer, you're welcome. Everyone welcome.
Unless you don't bring a pumpkin beer to
Right.
the
If you show up with natural ice, you're probably not going to be part of it. But
Drewski Brewski told me he was going to join with an actual pumpkin and just eat it on camera.
yeah, so he would have to.
You're going to get a rotisserie first.
A rotisserie.
Rotisserie pumpkin.
I ought to show up with one of those Popeyes chicken sandwiches. Oh, that's what I need to eat tomorrow for lunch.
Okay, why do you just all of a sudden?
You got excited like a child.
I did try the Impossible Burger today. I wouldn't buy it again. It costed, I think, more than just the regular burger, and it wasn't any more flavorful. I don't know. Just
you know what they call it, the Impossible Burger?
That Popeyes chicken sandwich. I want to try it tomorrow.
Oh, is that? Oh, that was. There's controversy about that. Somebody got killed over it. Somebody got stabbed.
In Maryland. I mean, I don't want to kill anybody over it, but I would like to try it.
They got stabbed over a chicken sandwich.
Yep.
Do they put crack on it? What?
Morons. Just people being morons, you know.
All right. This sounds like off-air conversation. If nobody else has anything pertinent to the Imperial Stout examination, we'll just take this bad boy off-air. What do you say? Everybody with me?
Maybe within a month and a half, there'll be some beers on the channel from John and Ellie.
That's right. Yes, eventually. He's already drank them all, but he has a backlog, so it'll be a while.
Hey, Drunken One,
right.
One little bit of don't session that tonight.
Oh no, I will not. No, I'm gonna hold on to it. That's my second one. Well, not even my second one. I'm on my first and a half one, and maybe right. Not quite stammering or like bubbling or whatever, but it sneaks up on you.
It'll hit you.
It's a
what
sneaky
I was
one.
saying about that beer was it felt like I could gulp it down, you know, when I was doing my solo.
You could, and then you'd be. Woo.
Oh no, that'd be like that human blockhead barrel age that I made a mistake. Oh, that was a big mistake that day because it was a bomber and I drank half of it.
Wow.
And then I said, that doesn't seem like much to it, you know, and I drank the rest of it, the human blockhead barrel age.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, oh, I need to get up out of this chair and go lay on the floor.
Oh, I think I've heard this one.
Huh?
Go ahead. I was thinking out loud. I was like, I think I've heard this one. Right? I'm gonna go lay on the floor, and then
I decided I was gonna go lay down on the floor. So then I laid down on it's carpet and a rug. So I laid down and I said, I'm just gonna lay here for 15 minutes because this beer was stronger than I believed. So then I laid there and I said, oh, I feel better. 15 minutes, that was good. And I looked and it was 2 hours later. And then
right.
and then I got up on the computer and I was like, who wrote all this stuff on my Facebook? And I was like, oh, it was me. I was
Nice.
kind of scary, you know.
Yeah, seemed like working pretty good.
Cheers to you, Blake, tuning in here at the end. We're about to wrap it up here, but thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to Michael Kormaroff, who started having technical difficulties at the end, but he got through everything. Okay, we all had some minor issues, but nothing major. So thanks to Michael Kormaroff. Thanks to Ronald Terry of Louisiana Beer Reviews. Thanks to Drunken One of Drunken One. Go check out his channel. Bumpy Road Brewery as well from New Hampshire. Thanks everybody for joining. Nice little impromptu examination, I think.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
So as Alex would say, appreciate you. And until next time, everybody, cheers.
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 Everybody enjoy.
Good thing we're gone.